This is Shevii, the seventh reading of our weekly Torah portion of Teitze. It will include the Maftir, God willing, the last three verses, and the final reading, and it's Shevii, the seventh reading. The seventh reading is in Deuteronomy, chapter 24, verse 14, through chapter 25, verse 19. It's on the longer side. It's 28 verses. Okay. And starting in the last, again, Maftir will start from verse 17 of chapter 25 through 19. Okay. Lo tashok sechir ani ve'evion me'achecha o me'gerecha asher be'aretzecha v'sha'arecha. You shall not withhold the wages of a poor or destitute hired worker, of your brothers, or of your strangers who are in your land within your cities. V'yomo titin tzecharo lo tavo elav hashemesh ki ani hu ve'elav hu nozeh et nafsho ve'lo yikra alecha el Adonai. You shall give him his wage on his day, and not let the sun set over it, for he is poor, and he risks his life for it, so that he should not cry out to the Lord against you, so that there should be sin upon you. Lo yamutu avot al banim, ubanim lo yamutu al avot, ish becheto yamutu. Fathers shall not be put to death because of sons, nor sons shall be put to death because of fathers. Each man shall be put to death for his own transgression. You shall not pervert the judgment of a stranger or an orphan, and you shall not take a widow's garment as a security for a loan. You shall remember that you were a slave in Egypt, and the Lord your God redeemed you from there. Therefore I command you to do this thing. Ki tiktor ketzircha b'sadeh v'shachachta omer b'sadeh lo tashuv v'kachto lager liatom la'almana yeh nama'an yibrecha Adonai Elohecha b'chol yadecha. When you reap your harvest in your field and forget a sheaf in the field, you shall not go back to take it. It shall be left for the stranger, the orphan, the widow, so that the Lord your God will bless you in all that you do. When you beat your olive tree, you shall not deglorify it by picking all its fruit after you. It shall be left for the stranger, the orphan, and the widow. When you pick the grapes of your vineyard, you shall not glean after you. It shall be left for the stranger, the orphan, and the widow. You shall remember that you were a slave in the land of Egypt. Therefore I command you to do this thing. Now we start chapter 25. Verse 1. Ki hi'ariv ben anashim v'nikshu al mishpat u'shpatu v'hitzdiku et ha'tzadik v'hirshiu et ha'rasha. If there's a quarrel between men, and they approach the tribunal, and they, meaning the judges, judge them, and they acquit the innocent and condemn the guilty one. It should be Hatzdiku should be like they should make righteous or justify the just one. But here they say acquit. Okay. If it shall be, if the guilty one has incurred the penalty of lashes, that the judge shall make him lean over and flog him in front of him, commensurate with his crime in number. Arba'im yakenu lo yosif pen yosif lakoto al ele maka rabba v'nikla achecha b'neinecha. He shall flog him with 40 lashes. He shall not exceed, lest he give him a much more severe flogging than these, and your brother will be degraded before your eyes. Lo tachzon shel b'disho. You shall not muzzle an ox when it is threshing the grain. כי ישבו אחים יחדיו, ומת אחד מהם, ובן אין לו. לא תהיה אשת המת החוצה לאיש זר, יבמה, יבוא עליה ולקחה, לא אישה ואימה. If brothers reside together, and one of them dies having no son, the dead man's wife shall not marry an outsider. Rather, her husband's brother shall be intimate with her, making her a wife for himself, thus performing the obligation of a husband's brother with her. V'haya al-bechor asher teled yakum al shem achiv hamet v'lo yimacheh shemo mi-Yisrael. And it will be that the eldest brother who performs levirate marriage, if she can bear, will succeed in the name of his deceased brother, so that his name shall not be obliterated from Israel. ואם לא יחפוץ האיש לקחת את יבימתו, וילדה יבימתו השערה אל הזקנים, ואמרה מאין יבמי להקים לאחיו שם בישראל לא עבר יבמי. But if the man does not wish to take his brother's wife, the brother's wife shall go up to the gate to the elders and say, my husband's brother has refused to perpetuate his brother's name in Israel. He does not wish to perform the obligation of a husband's brother with me. וקראו לו זקני עירו ודיברו אליו ואמר לא חפצתי לקחת. Then the elders of his city shall call him and speak to him, and he shall stand up and say, I do not wish to take her. וניגשה יריבתו אליו לעיני הזקנים, וחלצה נעלו מעל רגלו, וירקה בפניו וענתה, ואמרה, ככה יעשה לאיש, אשר לא יבנה את בית אחיו. Then his brother's wife shall approach him before the eyes of the elders, and remove his shoe from his foot. And she shall spit before his face, and answer him, and say, thus shall be done to the man who will not build up his brother's household. V'nikra shemo beYisrael Beit Chalutza Na'al. And that family shall be called in Israel the family of the one whose shoe is removed. Ki yinatzu Hashim yachdav. איש ואחיו, וקרבה אשת האחד, להציל את אישה, מיד מכהו, ושלחה ידה, והחזיקה בממושב. If two men, a man and his brother, are fighting, and the wife of one of them approaches to rescue her husband from his assailant, she stretches forth her hand and grabs a hold of his private parts. You shall cut off her hand. You shall have no pity. Lo yeh lecha v'chischa even ve'even gedola u'ketana. You shall not keep in your pouch two different weights, one large and one small. Lo yeh lecha v'betcha efa ve'efa gedola u'ketana. You shall not keep in your house two different ephah measures, one large and one small. Even shlema b'tzedek yהיה לך. Efa shlema b'tzedek יהיה לך. למען יאריכו ימיך על האדמה אשר אדוני אלוהיך נותן לך. Rather you shall have a full and honest weight and a full and honest ephah measure in order that your days will be prolonged on the land which your God gives you. Ki toavat Adonai Elohecha kol osei ele kol osei avel. For whoever does these things, whoever perpetrates such injustice, is an abomination to the Lord your God. Zachor et asher asa lecha Amalek v'derech b'tzidchem miMitzrayim. You shall remember what Amalek did to you on the way when you went out of Egypt. Asher korach b'derech v'yizanen lecha kol nechashalim acharecha v'yatza oyeh yageh v'lo yoreh Elohim. And how he happened upon you on the way and cut off all the stragglers at your rear when you were faint and weary, and he did not fear God. ויניח אדוני אלוהיך עליך מכל אויביך מסביב בארץ אשר אדוני אלוהיך נותן לך נחלה לרשתה תמחה את זכר עמלק מתחת השמיים לא תשכח. Therefore it will be when the Lord your God grants you respite from all your enemies around you in a land which the Lord your God gives to you as an inheritance to possess, that you shall obliterate the remembrance of Amalek from beneath the heavens. You shall not forget. And now for the Maftir, the final reading, which starts from verse 17. Zechoret asher asa lecha Amalek b'derech b'tzidchem miMitzrayim. You shall remember what Amalek did to you on the way when you went out of Egypt. Asher korach b'derech v'yizanen lecha kol nechashim acharecha v'yatza oyeh v'yageh v'lo yoreh Elohim. How he happened upon you on the way and the way he cut off all the stragglers at your rear when you were faint and weary, and he did not fear God. ויניח אדוני אלוהיך לך מכל אויביך מסביב בארץ אשר אדוני אלוהיך נותן לך נחלה לרשתה תמחה את זכר עמלק מתחת השמיים לא תשכח. Therefore it will be when the Lord your God grants you respite from all your enemies around you in the land which the Lord your God gives to you as an inheritance to possess, you shall obliterate the remembrance of Amalek from beneath the heavens. You shall not forget.